Loathing. Welcome to Beer Loathing's Chug, lightning fast recap of beer news that may or may not have pissed you off last week. We go through it all over again to get you good and pissed off so you can get over it and move on to the new shit that's going to piss you off this week. I'm Samuel Sly. Here are your headlines. After more than 30 years of no production, Stroh's will finally be manufactured in the city of Detroit once again. Their Bohemian Pilsner, whatever the fuck that is, will be manufactured in the same facility as Kid Rock's Badass Lager. So basically, the Detroit beer scene is rebounding about as aggressively as the city itself is. In other Detroit news, a 47-year-old Canadian man drank 8 beers and attempted to swim across the Detroit River just to prove to his friends that he could. He apologized upon being released from jail, which is really only slightly more Canadian than the actual act of drinking a bunch of beers and getting in that shitty fucking water. Meanwhile, in San Diego, 3 top executives have left from Ballast Point Brewing Company. Given last year's sales to Constellation Brands, people close to the matter can sum it up in 2 words: seller's remorse. More craft breweries were acquired last week, mostly Miller Coors, most likely in an attempt to compete with Budweiser's craft division. Now, this shouldn't be big news to anyone anymore because this shit's been going on off and on for years. So in light of this, let's go to some outside correspondence. This week we have our business expert, the Schmalix. He is going to be providing some additional insight on a story we actually reported on last week. You can follow the Schmalix at Twitter, the Schmalix. So, Schmalix, now that we've said your name a billion times, why don't you go ahead and give us the lowdown, brother?
Thank you. I am the Schmalix, reporting from an air-conditioned environment to give you the business.
Nice.
Today we are focusing on a recent disruption in the supply chain and the effects it will have on the beer industry. It was recently reported about beer being wasted on the highways. Trucks crashed twice last week in Colorado, spilling our beloved beverage due to driver error and excessive speeds.
Not cool.
If this form of supply chain disruption continues, it could drive craft beer prices higher, make them unavailable in stores, and...
No, wait, Alex, it was
that?
macro beers.
Macro beers?
Yeah, not craft beer, macro beer.
Both times?
Yeah, both times.
Well, fuck it. Let's drink.
All right, cheers, man. I got one right behind you, basically.
Back to you, Sam.
All right, well, thanks, bud. Nice chug. Well, there's your recap for the week. This week's chug is brought to you by Bell's Two-Hearted IPA. Awesome. Cheers to Schmalix and all the great drivers of our state. Ooh. Oh, God. Come back next week to find out what pissed you off last week.